It's that time of year again. 2016's first season of anime is officially kicked off, and what a beautiful start. Erased is my favorite so far. I've watched a few others, not all of them from this season, so I really can't speak, but so far Erased takes the cake because you guys know I love a mystery. I love being able to sit down and predict and theorize about what's going to happen next. In this anime, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of mystery, and in the very first episode, I'm already kind of lost, man. Like, there are so many things that I'm thinking about, like what may happen, who did this, who did that. But I'll get to that in a second. But just know, if you enjoy a good mystery anime, this is it. But let me start off by telling you the main plot of this story based on what I got from episode 1. Our main character's name is Sotaru, and he has a very special ability. He can go back in time between 1 and 5 minutes to stop disasters from happening. Now, he doesn't have control over it. He just like walks down the street and sees a kid crying and then keeps walking and then sees the same kid crying again, and that's kind of his cue and lets him know that he's been thrown back a few minutes or whatever. So he has to search around and seek out the disaster before it happens. It always happens that way. It's not really told how long he's had this ability, but it's been going on long enough for him to be able to know what it is, for him to be able to know that, hey, time has turned back. I have to do something right now. And there was even one scene where his mom said, well, you did something like this in the past before. So he's had this ability since he was a child. It's not confirmed how he got it, but I think it's a very interesting aspect, especially for his character, because his character seems to be the type that doesn't care about anyone, and he's just so boring and just doesn't care about anything. Like, one time in this episode, time went back a few minutes and he saved this kid from a car crash, and he got injured, and he was thinking, like, am I about to die? If I die, so what? I should stop getting involved with strangers. Even though he says he shouldn't get involved with strangers, it's none of his business, he realizes he has this power for a reason. He always ends up helping. And if there was even one, like, I think it showed up for like 1 or 2 seconds when time went back and he was about to save this kid. He like saw himself as a superhero. So I'm pretty sure that goes back to some type of younger mentality that we'll probably get a later episode. But I think it's super cool that this guy is like, you know what, fuck everybody. I don't need to get involved with other people, but when he sees someone in danger, he always jumps at the opportunity, and I respect this guy so much. And there's a few interesting characters, like this girl at his job and his mom. His mom is hilarious, badass, and she doesn't look like a mom. She looks like a sister. Like, she's 52 and she looks like she's about his age. She's awesome. And he calls this mysterious power Revival, which I think is an epic name for being able to go back and save someone's life. I think that's badass writing right there. But long story short, by the end of the episode, he finds his mom dead, and there were some mysterious kidnappings from his childhood, and instead of his usual 1 to 5 minute revivals, his revival has thrown him back to school, like fucking, I think, elementary school. So, like, that's his first time ever going back that far, because like I said, he said that it's only been between 1 and 5 minutes in the past. So he's about to go back and solve this mystery of his mother's murder as a kid with the mentality of an adult, because I think he said he was like 29 or 30 or something like that. So for you to go back into a kid's body and try to solve your mother's murder, he's gone back to an age where his classmates have mysteriously disappeared. He met this man that he got along with, and they automatically assumed he was the murderer, but it comes to find out that he wasn't. Only his mother knew that, which is probably why she was killed. And so I think that he was brought back to that time period when he was a kid, so he can actually realize who did it himself, because his mother obviously realized at some point. So I think he's going to have to prevent the abductions, find out what happened to the kids, find out who the real murderer is, and kind of clear the guy who was framed name and stop his mother from dying in the future. So I don't know if he's going to live out all these years up until an adult again, or if after he solves this mystery, he'll be able to just go back in like a flash of light or something. But either way, we have a murder mystery, an abduction mystery. What did his mom see? Like, what does his mom know? How does she know this and not the police? How does he have this mysterious power? and just it's a lot of things is going on in this anime, and I love it, man. Just so many mysteries. Like, even if one question is answered, the very next episode there's going to be at least 3 or 4 that are still remaining, and that's what I love to see. That's what I love to get into. The anticipation of knowing whether you're right or wrong, and just seeing things unravel in anime like this is always amazing. So this is my favorite one of this season so far. I definitely would give it a watch if you like to turn your head cogs a little bit and think about what's really going on. But anyway, this has been jbDAuchiha. I'll definitely be reviewing this, you know, if it keeps this type of mystery and hype, because a lot of people may find this kind of anime boring, but I find it like very deep, and I think it's like one of the most rewarding anime, because instead of just being about, you know, epic fights and stuff, it makes you think, man, and makes you wonder, and I love shit like that. But anyway, this has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.